Buongiorno a tutti and welcome back to my little kitchen here in Lecce in the south of Italy. My name is Francesco and today I'm going to make a simple recipe using these gorgeous little Melanzane perline, which are tiny purple eggplants, and what I'm going to do is to grill them until they're lovely and golden brown and serve them with a hot and spicy sweet and sour sauce. This sauce is going to be based on a Sicilian salmorillo, which is made of fresh parsley with oregano, garlic and either lemon juice or vinegar together with a good extra virgin olive oil. What I'm going to do today is to add a nice big chili pepper, some sugar and a handful of cherry tomatoes together with some mint and basil. So that's going to give a much fuller flavour and it's going to be a great combination with the eggplants. I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you do, please give me that thumbs up, do leave a comment and do subscribe to the channel and follow me for more. Let's cook. For today's recipe you are going to need Melanzane perline, or what are also known as little finger eggplants, some cherry tomatoes, parsley, basil, mint, shallot, garlic, chili pepper, dried oregano, white wine vinegar, sugar and a good extra virgin olive oil. The first thing that we need to do is of course to remove the stem end from the eggplants. And we are then going to simply cut them in half lengthways, like so. Of course you can use any eggplant to make this recipe. I just chose these because they look a little bit more pretty. With the eggplant sliced, we're going to peel a clove of garlic, cut it in half and then remove the tiny stem in the center. This is what's going to give you a slightly bitter taste and it will give you bad breath. As for the rest, we're going to slice it up as thinly as possible, like so, and then turn it around and chop it into a very fine dice. We're going to be eating this raw, so the finer the better. Next we're going to take a shallot, which we're also going to cut into thin slices and then into a fine dice, just like the garlic. Next comes the chili pepper, which I like to cut away from the seeds in thin strips like so. So that's an easy way to remove them. This is a good trick. Once you've got all your strips of chili, you can turn them around 90 degrees and chop these also into a very fine dice. Now comes our blend of herbs. We've got some basil, a little bit of mint and some parsley. These also need to be chopped up very finely. And last but not least, a handful of cherry tomatoes, which we're going to also cut into a fine dice. What we need to be doing in the meantime for a good 5 minutes before we start cooking is to heat up that skillet and get it really hot. And then we can lay out our eggplants, skin side down. The skin is going to take longest to cook, so we'll start doing that first. This will let the eggplant get warmed through and so it will be cooked and not just scorched on the outside. Press them down nice and firmly with a wooden spoon to make sure they get some good scorch marks. And whilst the eggplants are grilling, we can put together our salsa. We're going to go in with all of our ingredients: the chopped cherry tomatoes, the chili pepper, the shallot, the garlic and the herbs. We're going to add a good heaped tablespoon of dried oregano, a heaped teaspoon of sugar, a good pinch of salt, 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, and a nice drizzle of your best extra virgin olive oil. All you need to do now is to give it a good stir through and then let it sit for 15 or 20 minutes, in which time the sugar and the vinegar will have done their work on the garlic and onion and made it more pleasant, and all the flavors will come together. And in the meantime, those eggplants are beginning to look a little bit like sausages, but they're not. They're our little eggplants, and they need to be browned on the other side too. Once again, give them a little press with a wooden spoon to make sure they get some good scorch marks, and let them grill for another 3 or 4 minutes until they're nice and scorched and slightly dry looking like this. This is the great thing about this recipe. As they are a little bit dry, they're going to just want to soak up all of that wonderful salsa and all of the flavors inside it. So as soon as the eggplant has cooled off, we can go ahead and lay it out decoratively on a plate and serve it up. And now comes the good stuff. All of that spicy, sweet and sour and delicious salsa on top. This makes for an absolutely wonderful side dish, and in case you're wondering, it's not really that spicy. It's a similar kind of heat to the Thai hot and sweet sauce which everybody loves. And you can take it from me that you're going to love this too. Buon appetito! Enjoy!